Shall we get my final guest out, ladies and gentlemen? He has just finished the new series of extras. It's frankly, I've seen some of it, it's a shoddy piece of work, but it's redeemed only by a cameo appearance in the final episode. That's right, finally landed the big one. If you don't mind me saying, what you need in that show is a few more catchphrases like Little Britain. One like, I'm an extra.
Go on with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ricky Gervais.
Ricky, don't lose that number. You don't want to call nobody else. Send it off in a letter to yourself. Ricky, don't lose that number.
Ricky Gervais, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky, it's weird, it's genuine, it's exciting and a pleasure to have you back. You've been on this show so many times, it's like you're my sidekick or something here.
Yeah.
Now, a new...
Just show clips.
A new series of extras starts this week. Congratulations on, well, on getting a second series, essentially, but also...
Congratulations on already fucking it up. It's next week, you moron.
But away from the cameras, we're the closest of friends. So when does it start? It starts on the 14th, is that right?
Yeah,
Thursday
that's
the
right.
14th?
A week yesterday.
Okay.
It's a week yesterday.
Is it? Do you think it's better than the last series? Is it?
Oh well, I think
how
it's
do you
funnier.
feel?
I think it's the funniest thing we've done. I mean, I don't know what better means. I don't think it'll have the emotional resonance of The Office, and we didn't want it to have. It's a more traditional sitcom. It looks a bit postmodern with the sort of meta level of, you know, a play within a play. But it's, yeah, we think it's funnier. You're a film reviewer, you should know these words.
That was like a proper answer to a proper question then.
I know. So you'll cut it out?
No. I do look a bit more like Parker these days. I don't know, that's the problem. You're getting me confused.
He's kept himself in trim. Look at you. Undo the button. Go on, let it hang out. Look at this. Look at this.
There's nothing
no,
there. There's nothing
right.
there.
Fucking
No.
let it go.
What?
Look at that.
What? That's a cyst is all that is. I'm having it chopped off tomorrow. Thanks for showing people that. And now I'm ill. You can talk. Lardy. All right. I very much admired you and your co-creator, Stephen Merchant, because after The Office, and let's face it, The Office was quite rightly hailed as a tremendous piece of work, won awards all over, was a huge hit. I would have thought that, you know, to get back into a second series, to start working on something else must have been very daunting, and yet you didn't seem to find it so. Well, why not?
I never really cared how it was received, really, because we didn't care about The Office. We sort of did it for ourselves, and even the second series of The Office, we, you know, put out of our minds what people might be expecting, and we sort of pretended it was the first time again, really.
But does it get harder to do the more success you have, the more, because it's obviously you're aware of the expectation.
But we do it really, honestly, we do it for the work, and so we're excited about putting these things on the telly. We know they're going to be seen. We don't do them and put them in a drawer. And we want as many people to watch them as possible, but without compromise. Yeah. So if someone said, oh, you'd get another 1 million listeners by doing this, we just wouldn't do it. We're excited about coming up with the idea. There's nothing more exciting than the idea, genuinely. And then, you know, it can be ruined or rendered correctly.
All right, who's in the new series? Because one of the exciting things about the first series extras, obviously it was a funny show, you were great in it, it was, you know, good performances all round, I thought, but the guest stars were obviously a big selling point, and people loved seeing that. And you set the bar pretty high. I mean, you had Samuel Jackson,
it was really never about the names. They were the icing on the cake because we plague ourselves with realism. So, you know, if you were on a film set, we really wanted them to be the real stars playing themselves, and that added something. It's also a shorthand because we don't just get people who are famous, you know, or even like megastars. They have to have something to deconstruct. It's not just good enough for them to be, you know, globally successful. We want to have something to play with and to push the plot.
Well, one of the best episodes was the one with Les Dennis, and he's not the biggest name.
No, he's not a global name.
List,
He's big in Britain, but there was something to deconstruct. And in many ways, it resonated more because people feel that they knew him, so they got everything. But you know, it's much more an ensemble piece, and it always was, but it's even more so now. You know, it's about 4 people: Andy, Maggie, his agent, and Barry off EastEnders, as he's known in the series. and it's much more them. It's much more those. But we've still got big names. We've got Orlando Bloom in the first one.
Wow, Orlando Bloom. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
He doesn't do a lot of stuff. I mean,
they're much more, you know, integral than they were, because we were worried that, you know, we might only have them for, you know, 10 minutes in the series. But and Keith Chegwin is amazing in the film. Honestly,
People are laughing at the mere mention of his name there.
And you'll eat your words.
Does anyone ever turn you down? Because I read that Keith Harris turned you down.
That's true.
Keith Harris. Was it Keith Harris you're after, or were you just using him to get to Warville?
Well, I think 2 people we asked that were worried about something. So Orlando Bloom said yes, Bowie said yes, Sam Jackson said yes, all these megastars, Chris Martin, but Keith Harris said no. I was turned down by Keith Harris.
That's quite fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
And what reason did he give?
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it. Not a big enough part for him, or what? He didn't like it.
No, he wasn't comfortable with it.
He didn't understand it, or?
Well, I don't want to say that. Maybe he just didn't like it. No, he didn't get it.
We have a clip. Let's have a look at it now. I think the clip, if you can introduce this to us, this is episode 3, and I think it's very fitting we have Julie on the show this evening, because this is Daniel Radcliffe, who we know as Harry Potter,
absolutely,
on the show with you here.
So we're making a Harry Potter-esque type thing, and I've sort of become a bit famous.
So the character Andy has had a success now.
Absolutely. So he's at the bottom of a different, ladder really, and I've got a line in this thing, and Maggie's still an extra.
Okay, let's have a look. That's great. Will there be a 3rd series? You did 2 series and a special of The Office, of course.
Do that again.
You did 2 series and a special of The Office, all right? People
With me not smiling at your buffoonery.
Will there
Take 3. Okay, and laughter dies. Okay, and in your own time, action.
I'm beginning to wish I had Nikki back out, as she was easier to deal with. Will there be a 3rd series? Don't do that. I can't use that on its own.
All the difficult bit, all the talking. Right, you're a chat show host. You get £20 million an episode. Just... Right. We all know you're worth it. Okay, go again. Go again, like none of this is happening.
Will there be... will there be a 3rd series? Why do you do this to me? Why do you come on and do this to me? Why do you just make my life easy?
It's a bloody interesting question, anyway.
It is an interesting question. Well, I tell you what, Extras was huge, right? The special, obviously, finished off the story neatly, but I wanted to see more.
You mean The Office?
Oh, okay.
Parkinson does it in one take.
So tell me, Ricky.
Here we go.
I'm not doing it. All right. Well, now, you don't do the radio show anymore. You did a radio show. It was mainly here in London. You could get it on DAT and Sky and stuff, but it was for London station XFM. You don't do it anymore. And but you do. Was it called DAT?
D-A-B. I mean,
DAT was a song by Pluto Shervington. Got to number 2. But you couldn't get it all over the country. No. But you do the podcast now, and the podcast that you do is a big deal, isn't it?
It's global, it's international. It's the beauty of the internet. We do it in a little studio, we upload it ourselves, we stick it out there, and it's great because it can be heard anywhere.
How many people download it, roughly?
About 8 million.
8 million?
Yeah, that have heard. Yeah, but we get probably about 500,000 straight away every time we put one up.
And the rest by mistake.
Yeah.
And you charge for it now, so it's like a proper job. It's a proper thing. It's not just a...
Well, we had all these downloads, and Carl had given up his job.
Now, this is Carl Pilkington.
Yes, the little shaved monkey buffoon. And he won't mind me saying that because he won't fully understand it. He's got a perfectly round head, which
you can see it there. He is very round, isn't it?
Look at that little round head.
It's nice. There's a shine on it as well.
Oh, bless him. And he just left his work, and we said about, we've had 1 million, we've had 2 million, we've had 4 million. He was going, can't we charge £1?
Well, he's right. That's
we did. Yeah.
So it's 8 million quid per podcast.
Oh, don't talk. No.
Oh, you can make fun of my earnings. You're earning 8 million quid for abusing a mentally retarded man. Isn't he?
Not officially.
Nothing to laugh at there. And now you do a little bit of video that goes through as well. You can download video footage for the podcast as well.
It's just for fun, really. It's just a hobby. I really, when I discovered Carl, I feel like I'm Anthony Hopkins of the Elephant Man, taking around this sort of sideshow freak. I want the world to see the oddity that is Carl Pilkington. He is quite incredible. He had kidney stones and he went into hospital and he said, I had to fill out this form, right, with things you can donate after your death. And it went heart, liver, lungs. And he said, and I was ticking them, and said the fourth was eyes. He said, no, I wouldn't tick them. And I went, why wouldn't you tick your eyes to donate after you're dead? He went, I don't want to be a blind ghost. And he doesn't know he's doing it.
That's brilliant, though, isn't it?
He's great.
All right, let's have a look. This is you, Stephen Merchant, Carl Pilkington, and you're talking about Brokeback Mountain.
We sat him down, and we knew he'd never seen the film or heard about it, so we sat him down and we let him watch the bit in Brokeback Mountain.
The bit.
The bit.
In the tent, mano a mano.
Absolutely.
Okay. This is the podcast.
So,
that's lovely. That's nice to see, isn't it? I like that.
So that's, you know...
Yeah. That's nice.
That's a night of the round, corpsing, very sweet. So this is Jonathan. All Jonathan had to do, I said, right, I don't want to give too much away, but as I say, Andy sort of makes a sitcom and I get to meet Jonathan Ross. Yeah. And I said to Jonathan, I said, OK, so just do a bit, we're chatting, we're just getting to know each other.
I was ad-libbing.
So, yeah, he's ad-libbing. So one, there's no concession of me being anyone but me, so he's just talking to me now.
I was acting.
And just watch the filth and nastiness that comes out of his fucking gob.
Most of them are dead now. We're getting to that age.
Fuck off. What are you talking about?
Well, how old are you now?
45.
Well, there you go. You're well past middle age. If you live to 70, middle age starts at 35, right? You're 10 years past middle age. I've been a household name for 20 years already. Same age. 20 years. 20 years, haven't changed. 20 years at the fucking top. Still the same bloke. Just more toys.
Yeah.
More of everything. Only a little bit more there.
It's muscle.
So yeah, I've tried them all, but the Atkins diet is all right, okay, but you lose a lot of weight very quickly. But then who wants to eat meat and just cheese all the time? Dale Winton went off about 1.5 years, and I'll be honest with you, he stank.
Yeah, let's do something we can use.
You could use that. Andy, hey, that was great. Really? It was fantastic, well done.
Oh, cheers.
I'm going to have a wank over Jade Goody's tits. You want to come downstairs? Nothing wrong with that. What was wrong with what I said there? Why do you have a problem with what I said there?
It's a wonder we got it done.
It's banter. That was just light-hearted banter.
You were very good, actually, eventually.
I thought I was a very good actor. Would you write a sitcom for me? Would you write a bigger part for me in a sitcom?
Yeah, I would.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to say that.
No, if things don't work out the way I hope they... If things go terribly wrong over the next 10 years.
There's a scene we were called upon to do, which I had trepidation when we approached it, which is where we're meant to be falling around together, and we're meant to be very close friends, me and Andy, and we go topless, don't we? Okay? Now, neither of us are in the prime condition, really. Oh. It's not a sight you would wish to inflict on people who, you know, hadn't already been warned. And then you were kind of directing at the same time. I know Stephen Merchant, but you're kind of directing while you're doing stuff, aren't you? Mm. So we're walking back, and he says, you know, and I think it's probably been waiting for us, he said, take your top off. So I took my top off, and you take yours off, and he said, let's wrestle. Mm. Right? And we started wrestling.
It was like Women in Love. Yeah. Which is a very disappointing film to get out. It's not what you think.
Yeah. But what I found, and looking back, I feel a bit sad about and a bit, you know, embarrassed about, is that when you were saying wrestle, even though we're meant to be acting,
we tried our best,
I
didn't
tried to beat
you
in the wrestle.
I know. It was like two schoolboys.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
It's like a warm-up with tennis. We're trying to beat each other.
It was embarrassing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can I ask you this honestly and frankly?
You're going to say, did I get an erection?
No.
Shit, weren't you?
Did you get an erection? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ricky Gervais.